What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. If you've not done so already, my socials will appear at the bottom of the screen, so please make sure that you give those a follow for me. I would really, really appreciate it. So today's video, you know what we're all talking about. We are top of the league. Again, 2 points clear. Had to be extremely patient in that game. And when the opportunity with the big XG came up, we bury that shot and bury it well to win the game 1-0. I'm very, very pleased with the players. I'm very, very pleased with the overall performance. Just everything that we've done so far has been really, really good to see, particularly in the month of December now. So in the month of December, we've won 5 games and drawn 1 overall. So phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal run to take us back to the top of the championship overall. This game was about playing against a team who are very, very well organised at home, who are good at switching the systems. In the second half, they moved to a 3-4-3, which not that we didn't cope with it, but they seemed to play it slightly differently in that portion of the second half, and they had a bit more of the momentum until we made the subs, and that completely changes the game overall. So I'm drained is the right way of saying it, but in a good way, in a really, really good way. I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with how we played. I'm just massively, massively impressed with the boys overall. It was one of those ones where the mentality had to really tell, where we all had to do what we needed to do to get the 3 points. And Derby were doing their best to kick us a lot in that game. They were doing the best to try and make it extremely impossible for us. I'm sweating like mad here. To make it very difficult for us, to try and break the game up, to try and make it bitty. We were always in control, I feel, but Derby did do their best. And it's important to remember as well that Derby have scored at home consecutively for the last 29 games, up until the point that we turn up where they just don't manage to score whatsoever at all. So, yeah, it's one of them where you're just super happy. Just a couple of gilt-edged chances in the first half that should have got in but didn't. Special mention to their keeper. Their keeper, had it not been for their keeper, I do think that we would have won that clearly, probably 3-0 overall. Their keeper makes a couple of really good saves. Sort of instantly from the moment that the substitutions were made, Solomon plays a stunning ball into Dan James, and all he has to do is put it either left or right-hand side of the keeper, and that puts us to 1-0. But we all know what Dan James is like, as good as he is, and I love him. I think he's one of our best, if not the best, attacker that we have in the team. He never, ever makes his first shot. It's always his second one that he makes. So you live and you learn, but it's just one of those things. But, I mean, the goal that we actually score is ridiculously stunning. Absolutely ridiculously stunning. It's a goal that is so, so good. From the ball that Byram gets, he fires it into Solomon. Solomon does a drag spin, takes the Derby player out of it, fires the ball into drives at the penalty box, fires the ball into Pirro. Pirro plays a delicious first time ball straight into Aronson's path, and Aronson has timed his run to absolute perfection. And cool, calm finish, bearing in mind that he absolutely spoons one in the first half. But this one, just everything about it. When Aronson doesn't have time to think, more often than not, he will score. So that's now 7 goals for Aronson this season. And for me, he was man of the match. I thought that his tenacity, his energy levels, his not shirking, everything about him was good. Everything that we did good in the first half, Aronson had a lot to do with. Not so much in the second half. In the second half, it was more about just making sure that he's breaking stuff down and here, there, and everywhere to just try and disrupt the play a little bit. As I've said countless times, whilst he is creative to a degree, he is a disruptive number 10. That's his role. That's what he does. So what I'll do is, as I normally do, I will just go through all of the players like I normally do. So Meslier, thought Meslier was good. commanded his box well, made the saves when necessary. It was funny watching him be pissed off with the right-hand side of defence when that cross came in. He really shouted at everybody. I think he lipped the words, "What the fuck?" But there we go. Bogle is just Bogle. Looked a little bit tired towards the end. His partnership for me with James is better than his partnership with Nonto. Again, that's just an opinion. It's not like a hill that I'm trying to die on or anything. Rodon, perfect. His running out of the box to alleviate stress and pressure on the defence is so underrated. And he's so quick over the first 15 yards as well that he always manages to penetrate into the midfield, which is good to see. Struijk, again, good, capable, reliable, does what he needs to do. Fantastic. Byron, brilliant game for Byron, I think. He's just so reliable, and he's a good footballer as well. Knows when to stick his foot in. He knows when to try and attack the ball. He knows when to bring it back again. He does everything that right, and he's just reliable, which is what you want at this level more than anything. Ampadu, I didn't think anything could break the partnership or be better than the partnership of Tanaka and Rothwell. And I'm not saying that partnership is better, but Ampadu does not look like a player that has been out for, the best part of, 10 weeks or 11 weeks or however many months that he was out. He was at his physical best tonight in terms of the way that he was playing, balls that he was putting through, headers that he was making. Just that little bit of steel in the centre of midfield that stops us being bullied a little bit, which was really, really good to see. Tanaka had a fine game. I think, if I'm being 100% honest, and this is no slight on Tanaka, I think the Ampadu and Rothwell partnership will probably work a little bit better than what the Ampadu and Tanaka partnership does, just in terms of how Rothwell is very much a direct running attacking midfielder, where Tanaka is just a little bit different. Tanaka will come a lot deeper than what Rothwell will, and sometimes might occupy the space that Ampadu does. And again, that's no slight on Tanaka, because Tanaka is just ridiculous. He's, again, a cheat code at this level. Ramazani, you can tell he's not match fit in terms of, or not match fit's the wrong word, match sharpness isn't there. And that you could see as the second half went on, as the game wore on. The same with Nonto as well, looked a little bit leggy in the second half. Nonto, for example, was good for the first sort of 20-25 minutes, and he kind of flitted out of it a little bit for me. But again, that's just my personal opinion. People might think I'm right. People will probably will tell me if you think I'm wrong. Aronson, man of the match for me, like I've just mentioned. He doesn't hide, which is something that I really, really like, and that was evident tonight. I thought he was solid. I thought he put himself about. He got himself in between. Some of the balls he played were really, really nice through balls in the first half. Took his goal fantastically well. Was lovely to see. And you could see what it meant to the whole team as well, which was pleasing. Joseph, I don't think he's a starting number 9. That's no slight on him either. I don't think he's a starting number 9. A couple of things he did okay. There's a couple of times where, he took a shot when the ball came through and he had more time on the ball. If he'd given himself a little bit more time, took a touch, he probably could have set his shot a little bit better, which he didn't do. So that was that ball that came via Bogle. Lovely ball from Bogle that kind of whipped round. Took Ramazani out, but then left. I'm going to say took Ramazani out. Took Nonto out, but left Joseph with the opportunity, but he snatched at his shot. But again, that's to be expected. He needs probably a little bit more game time than what he's getting. There is definitely a player in there. So substitutions-wise, James comes on. Yeah, look, brilliant. Should have scored, but look, brilliant. You've got to be in it to win it. Bamford made an appearance, which I think shocked everybody. Piru, great assist for the goal. Just absolutely stunning. One touch pass, brilliant. Absolutely love it. Solomon, again, game changer. Comes on, couple of spin moves, he's just 100% more direct than what you expect him to be, but it's so good to see. Gilavogi comes on just to shore everything up and make sure that we're done and we're good and we're happy. Again, nothing you can say about it, just a great performance. So, statistical-wise, we've got, 17 shots to their 4. Possession was 61-39. Pass percentage success rate, 80% to ours, 65% to Derby. That's low for us, but I think you can tell that some of the boys were probably a little bit tired. They probably need some rest. Aerial duels, they won 25, we won 17. Nat Phillips was winning a lot in the air. Tackles 19 on 19. It just gives you the idea of where the game was being played overall. So when you go to the chalkboard section, just have a bit of a look around in terms of, heat maps is probably the best example for that. So the majority of we cover a lot of the pitch, but the majority of the good work that we did throughout the entire game comes down the left-hand side. I say it's all down the left-hand side, but in terms of just the majority of the good stuff that we do comes down the left-hand side. Passes-wise, we had 439, they had 278. Let me just see. So anything else that was interesting with that? We had 12 blocks. They had overall 11. They had 22 clearances. We only had 9. We really, really limited them. They only had 1 shot on target the entire game. We had 6 shots on target. And again, shout out to their keeper with 5 shots off target overall. Six of our shots were blocked. So that, again, that just gives you an idea of in terms of our overall attacking dominance. But this is one of those games, and I said it on X, that you have to be patient and you do have to take your time, be patient. And when the opportunity comes with the big XG, like it did with Aronson's goal, we score it and it goes, we win the game. If we score first, we now win constantly. It's just the way that it runs. I think we all probably got a bit frustrated when James puts that one in and the keeper makes a save again. If he's left or right of the keeper, that goes in and it's 1-0. But I am happy that we are now top of it. I mean, how can you not be? But again, just to highlight the fact, their keeper makes 5 saves in that game. Again, their keeper makes 5 saves in that game. Their keeper had a really, really good game. And we only need to make 1, which is the one from is it the Nat Phillips header or is it the one that comes off a road on? I can't remember. It comes off somebody's shoulder and and it gets punched away by Meslier. So Mellier's been good the past couple of games as well. Hasn't really worried me overtly as the game's gone on. But yeah, we now move on to Blackburn. I'm so happy with the way that December's gone. Other teams are dropping points around us, which is, it's important. But like I said, we just need to focus on ourselves and win our games. And the next one that we need to win is Blackburn at home. There'll be a preview of that game in the next couple of days. Thank you as ever for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Any comments that you want to make, feel free, leave them in the comment section down below. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers.